Rant. You ready?
It's cold.
How's that coffee?
Nice. Yeah. No, not enough.
Really?
Yeah. It's cold.
I tried. I put extra damn spicy honey in it. Wolf Tick Nation, thank you guys for tuning into once again another Wolf Tick Videos episode. We are damn excited you guys are here today because, for one, the snow has gone for now.
It feels like it's not.
We are back in the shop, and as you guys can see back here, it's new bike day. High five on the new bike day.
New bike day. Now, I might have some coffee on there.
Now, this new bike day would not have been possible without the support of one of our patrons. She's a sweetheart. It's Big Sister Brandy H. All right. So, Big Sister Brandy, thank you so much for supplying us this bike. Now,
gracias.
We are going to be doing an initial impressions on this bike. We're going to spec it out from the floor all the way up. We're going to weigh this bike. We're going to say the positives, negatives. Specking. Positives, negatives, and who is this bike for? Okay.
I'll get a little more spice now. It's good.
Yeah. And then, on a later date, we're going to be doing a real-time review where I take it down a mountain somewhere and I talk about this bike while I'm riding it first time ever on the bike, and I just relay to you guys how this bike feels. Now, most people would go,
well, okay.
Most people will be like, man, you know, I just don't know if I want that bike, right? I don't know if I really want to watch that episode. Do you know why you should watch that episode and the rest of this episode?
Tell us.
Because this bike, after a 20% coupon, was $249, taxes, everything out the door.
Wow.
$249, all included, guys. Big Sister Brandy hit heck of a deal on this, and I just want to let you guys know.
I don't know what kind of a deal because I haven't peeked.
No, I want to let you guys know, we have no clue what this bike is. Not that this is a comparison episode.
It's a Univega.
A Univega. Not that this is a... Not that this is a comparison episode, but we just did that bike search, and they had
I wasn't ready for that.
They had Nishiki Pueblos for $249.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I'm sure this is going to be better than a Pueblo.
I'm sure it's going to be better than a Pueblo as well. All right, guys, so please fasten them seatbelts, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn those notifications on.
Get them helmets strapped.
Strap them helmets on. Funny, I was thinking about wearing a helmet for this episode.
You should be wearing a helmet every day.
Let's tear open into the Univega. All right, we have no clue what it is.
Is it Vincent's cousin?
Yeah, it's Vincent's. All right, let's cut open to it. Let's get into it. New bike day.
Yeah.
I mean, wow, dude, this is bad. This is a whole new level of diva right here.
You're gonna need the elbow pad. All right, well, here we go.
Move my stool action.
That's a dull damn razor blade.
Good. Just don't get stupid. Whoa! Don't go. Whoa!
Cut the tire.
Yeah, don't mess.
Guys, don't open your bikes like that. All right, Wolf Tick Nation.
We only do it for YouTube.
Here we go. A Univega. What is it?
Ready?
What is it?
Whoa, I guess we're done.
200. Oh,
like
yeah.
color.
Oh, my gosh.
Whoa.
$249, guys, and it's got the hydraulic brakes.
Yeah?
It's got the nut brakes. Wow. Look at this.
I was going to do a Jason.
Okay, I'm freaking out. Let me get you.
You're freaking out, dude.
Don't look.
Man.
Let me close this in.
Man.
Let me move this camera. Okay, I got to show you guys something. Are you seeing? This is a $249 bike. Are you guys seeing what I'm seeing?
Oh.
That's a through axle.
Oh.
It's a through axle.
Oh.
What in the world are we dealing with here?
I don't know. A Univega.
A Univega. That's exactly what we're dealing with. Okay, so this is a 160 millimeter rotor up front. All right, this looks to be we have no clue what this bike is.
I have no clue, but I know it's matte maroon.
29 by 2.35, and we're gonna be doing the specs on this thing.
That's good size.
More of a commuter style wheel there, a little hybrid action. Okay, it's a 1x.
Don't go cranking on the crank arm.
32 tooth 1x. How about this color? You know what? Other than the Axum, we don't have a red bike.
Yes, we do.
Oh, well, we have the Mongoose Durham.
Yeah.
And what about the other one? What's the other red one?
Well, I mean, if almost this color, we have the Ardors.
That's burgundy. So we've got a beautiful red color. We'll get you guys some close-ups. It's a size small 29er.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
that's a beefy looking tube.
Yeah, it looks to be aluminum. Now this bike says it's assembled in the US of A.
Oh, thank you for clearing it up. As opposed to US of...
You know, K. Yeah. Beefy looking seat. Oh, that's pretty cool.
I think that it's a little extreme on the angle.
That's a little extreme on the angle for sure, you know?
We'll have to adjust
That's
that.
for some uphill stuff for sure. We've got a 30.9 seat post tube.
Okay.
Okay, it's aluminum it feels to be. Okay, now, time for the fork. Let's look at this fork. Get you guys a close-up here of this fork. Wow, that is so crazy, guys. Look at that. That's a Suntour XCM32 boost through axle. We've never tried one of these before.
Yeah.
Never had one of these, and you know what? Maybe Suntour was listening to us. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me tilt that down just a little bit.
Did they change it?
Did they change it? Look, I do not like the Suntour quick release style through axles. Finally, they gave us a threaded through axle. We're going to be doing positive, negative, who this bike is for, right? We're going to weigh it, we're going to do all that stuff, stand over. We got to put it together still. We're going to talk about the group set, everything else. But you guys see up there? That's going to be one of the negatives on people already. Look at that head tube. That looks to be a 44 to 44.
See, I have a hard time finding it as a negative. I really do. I think that gives you lots of options.
Yeah.
I personally, I would go so far as to say that I would semi-prefer it. And the reason why is just like what we did the other day, the angled.
There's a lot of options there.
You can see if you want more head tube angle, you got that set you put on there, and you can convert it right to, you know, running a tapered fork, or you can run a straight fork without a stupid adapter thing.
Yeah. Plastic pedals, manual. That's funny. There's like nothing, no quick release or nothing in there. The rear is going to be a quick release.
Well, there was 2 items in that box?
There was just
a little
2.
overkill in the box.
Yeah, we're going to save the group set for when we start talking about this thing. What do you say?
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
What do you say? Let's get this sucker on the stand. Let me build it up real quick.
We don't normally do it that way. We usually flip it around and look at it.
Do we?
We usually identify everything at this point right here before we get it on the stand.
Okay, okay. Big Sister Brandy, when she sent it to us, we said, don't tell us anything about it.
They're going to call shenanigans on what?
Oh, on us not knowing what this bike was.
I can guarantee we didn't. I can guarantee you I didn't.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, you know, Big Sister Brandy was like, hey, I shipped you guys something. Merry Christmas. And then next thing you know, a bike shows up. So I'm like, what in the world?
What are you doing? You son of a bitch, you're just putting it on that stand regardless. You're like, this, I'm putting it on the stand.
I got the name. What would you call this bike? It's the Univega what?
Careful. Don't, you're getting a little, you got all wacky.
I'll fix it.
It's the Univega. It's the Univega Unison.
It's the Univega Rover RM.
Oh.
The Rover RM. A Marvo LT from Microshift, and it does have a free hub.
Okay.
Okay,
wow.
one by
249 free hub. What? How many speeds is that puppy?
Huh? It's a 9-speed.
Okay.
9-speed's where it's at.
That's a good
9-speed's a good
spot.
speed, guys. 9-speed's a good sweet spot.
Good sweet spot.
Sure.
My favorite, I think, is 10, but I like a 9.
All right, Wolf Dick Nation. I'm going to put this thing together. We will catch you.
I'm ready to get in front of the heater.
We're going to catch you whenever we put this thing up together. This is a nice bike.
Whoa. You can B-roll that.
I'm going to B-roll it. Yeah, I'm going to B-roll it. Okay, so this might be a problem here.
What?
That derailleur's bent all to
I thought it was bent when I looked at it.
Man.
It took a nasty, yeah, you can feel it. It took a nasty hit right there.
The top jockey wheel was going into the spokes, and I was like, or to the cassette and the spokes, and I was like,
I thought it looked a little off, but I didn't really look at it.
Yeah, I was like, well, maybe it's just because the chain alignment's off, but I can try to bend it back.
No.
Well, what I'm saying is I can try to bend it back. The good thing about that is if it breaks the derailleur hanger, we can try to get a new one.
I know, but don't. My biggest worry is you're going to bend something else.
No. I'm not gonna bend. I'm not gonna bend anything else. I'm gonna bend the derailleur hanger.
Listen. No, vetoed. But if you're going to do it, you're going to have to take it off and do it. You ain't doing it on the bike.
Okay, guys. Don't recommend doing this at home.
No.
You should contact your person you got the bike from. You can see there. She's a little wobbly. We got the most amount of meat on this side. I'm going to hit it right here. I'm going to do it with the mallet first and see if we can...
See if that works.
Yeah, see if we can get it straight. It is aluminum.
My camera.
The thing with aluminum, though, is it does not go back to place well. Steel does better. Aluminum will crack, most likely. But hopefully we can get this guy.
We'll see.
We're going to
hit bent.
We're going to put it right in the end where there's a stud. It did make a little bit of a difference, but that mallet, of course, it's soft.
Don't do this. Are you wearing eye protection?
Yeah, I got it on. Look at that. All right, let's go mount it back up.
Yeah, at least we can
Go ahead.
At least we can try to do a shift test and not really be a, you know, we'll disclaimer.
Yeah, we're going to disclaim. All right, guys, here we go. We got it built up. A little bit of finagling with the rear derailleur hanger. Actually,
is that what you want to call it?
We're going to be doing the magnet test, but all the welds look really good. And I think my favorite part of this bike,
well, we're no professional welders.
Besides the color, is look at this top tube all the way through. That's a good, strong, straight line. We're going to put this thing on the floor doing a standover. We'll be able to look at the stance as well. But let's do the magnet test.
Speaking of Dan, where's Dan Boy's been?
I don't know.
Missing in action.
We have got an aluminum bar, okay? Aluminum stem. We've got a steel fork. That's going to be a coil fork.
Upper.
Yeah,
check
upper.
The lower.
I mean, the lower is going to be probably magnesium, something like that. Crank arm is going to be aluminum. The chain ring is steel. The cassette is steel. The wheel set is aluminum. The seat post tube is aluminum. The chain, it's steel. All right. I like this bike. I like it a lot. I'm looking forward to jumping on this thing and riding it. I just have a feeling we might get some flats because those tires are hurting just a little bit.
Well, the weak point's definitely the tires, and the fork is good enough to begin with, but it's you know, it's not going to be great over time. But it's definitely good enough to start. The tires are the only thing really weak point, I would say. And then the damage from shipping, which has nothing to do with the bike.
Yeah. So one thing I want to talk about, 29 inches on the bar, which is what? It's got a 40 millimeter stem with a 0 rise on it.
Oh, hang on. Let me figure out.
I'm going to look at the
bars.
top.
We got to do millimeters.
I'm going to look at the top of the seat post tube down to the center of the crank arm.
That's about a 730, probably a 730, 735 bar, 736.6, but your measurement could be a little off. So.
Okay. 40 millimeter stem on there. Now the frame size is going to be a 15 inch. All right. Standover, I'm looking forward to this. Remember, guys, this is a 29er for $249. Small. If we can find the affiliate links on this, which I'm not even know where she got it from, we'll try to put some kind of info about it.
Might not be an affiliate link. Might just be a link.
Yeah, it might just be a link.
Some of the links we put up aren't affiliate links.
Yeah, but let's go ahead and talk about this group set to begin with, all right? This is the Marvel LT Micro Shift, okay? It's a 9-speed. We got the freewheel in the back. It is a 32... All right.
Wait, it's a free wheel? I thought it was a free hub.
I mean, sorry, free hub. It's a 32 or 36 to 11 tooth. That's going to be hurting in some climbing because we got a 32 chainring up front.
Yeah, that's not great gearing.
Yeah, 32.
But it's a 9-speed. We're going to have to figure some.
I like 9-speeds, man. We can find some good gear sets for some 9-speeds. 32 tooth chainring with a 170 millimeter crank arms, plastic pedals. Pedals are cheap. We've got plenty. We can throw some on here after the real time review. And there's some stuff I want to say whenever it comes to the positive, negatives, and who this bike is for when we get to that aspect of it, okay? Something I do want to mention that's really neat with this crank arm is the chain ring. You can actually unmount it. So if you guys want to order a different chain ring, maybe a 30 tooth or something smaller, we can just take these bolts out. It's not riveted, it's not welded. We can take those bolts out and change out the chain ring stock. So that's kind of interesting. And it does have a sealed bottom bracket as well. One thing I want to mention too is the shifter. The shifter is very cool because it's an index and a thumb shifter. Isn't that cool? Super smooth, really helps out whenever you're going up hills or down hills, and you just have to get that quick shift in there. Let's talk about this wheel set. We have got ourselves some Kenda tires, okay? They're just Kenda. They're 29 by 2.35. Yeah, there's no name other than Kenda. There's no model name with it. It's just a Kenda tire, okay? 29 by 2.35. The wheel set is Schrader drilled. You know, a lot of guys like Presta, but if you buy old tubes, new tubes, you know a Schrader will fit, and if you're in a pinch, you can get a Presta and fit that in there too.
Yeah,
I wouldn't recommend leaving it.
Don't work.
No, but I wouldn't recommend leaving a Presta in there just for wiggle around the room.
Well,
but
we don't recommend anyway.
It's nice to be able to have two options, okay, instead of getting stuck out somewhere. So we do have that on the wheel set. Now remember, this thing is a boost, and the cool thing is it comes with the boost axle up front. Now let's talk about the seat post tube. It is a 30.9 millimeter seat post tube. It is aluminum. I really like the saddle on this thing. Probably not the most comfortable to sit on, but it is sleek and it's really cool looking. One of the downsides of this bike, and we'll be talking about this in the negatives, guys, this bike is all internally routed, okay? Nice brakes and shifter. It's nice and clean. The frame looks great, but there's no internal routing for a internal routed dropper.
On tires, this says it's a 29 by 2.1 knobby. That's not.
Did you hear what I said? There's no internal routing for a dropper on this thing.
Oh, okay.
But the whole bike's internally routed, so it's a little strange on that.
That's
Speaking
interesting.
of internal routing and the brakes, we've got nut hydraulic 2-piston brakes, 160 millimeter rotor up front and in the rear.
740 millimeter handlebar.
740? Okay, so we got a 740 millimeter handlebar on this thing. Now what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the fork. This fork is interesting. This fork has a lockout. It has preload because it is a coil fork, okay? It does have a lockout on there, so that's pretty interesting to offer that with a coil fork and for this thing to be boost. It's pretty awesome because you can get a new fork, right? This is a 44 to 44 head tube. That's ball bearings, open ball bearing design. You can change out your headset, get the tapered setup for the bottom, right? You can get the adapter that makes it a tapered. You can put a new fork on this thing that already has a through axle and a boost, and you do not have to spend any extra for a front wheel. So that really saves a lot of money right there. And at $249 for this bike, you can definitely afford to put some money into a fork if that's what you're looking at doing and upgrading this bike. So that's a pretty cool feature. I'm a big fan of. We're all about saving money on this channel, right? Doing builds on a budget, and it's really nice to actually have that kind of a little bit of a upgrade already, if you will. So do you have any information on the fork as far as the travel?
It's a 100 millimeter.
Now the stanchion, what it's showing is going to be 110, yeah, so 100 millimeters. On the fork, on the Suntour up
Here's
there.
an interesting fact.
What?
The crankset is alloy with waterproof bolts.
Nice. Nice. Very nice. Good to know. Good to know. Looking forward to doing a real-time review of the Rover RM29er. Assembled in the United States. Pretty clean bike. What I do like is it's not only a 4-bolt stem, so we're nice and secure up there. We've got some really nice, secure, double lock-on grips. I have a feeling we've ridden with these grips before. I just don't know on what, but they do feel really good in the hands, and I'm a thin grip man. Now, what do you say? We have to do a standover, we have to do a shift test, and we have to weigh this bike.
We got to talk about the positives, negatives, and who it's for.
Let's do a little bit of a shift test since we have it up here, okay? Let's do the shift test.
Let's do the shift test,
But what?
Do not judge on this shift test. We got a bent derailleur hanger and a bent derailleur.
Hey, and you got a professional working on the shifter, on the derailleur too.
We have a professional shift in it.
Yeah.
But,
Okay, hang on.
I don't know if that means anything.
Remember, this is a 9-speed. This is the Marvel LT. I have not done any adjusting out in the rear besides the bent derailleur hanger.
Are you ready?
So real quick, before you shift it, do you hear that noise? That is the chain. The chain's pretty fat on this guy.
It's an 8-speed chain.
It's an 8-speed chain. Do you see how much movement's in there? What that noise is, guys, is that the dork disc is almost being pushed to that chain. So down here, it's rubbing on the dork disc. So when you hear that rumble,
is an 8-speed chain the same size as a 9-speed?
I think it is, but I don't know. I could have sworn it wasn't, but you looked it up and it is. Okay, First gear.
Ready?
Mm-hmm. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, come on, eighth, ninth.
I have to say, for being a bent derailleur and a little bit bent derailleur and a bent, is that rim bent too? No, is that just a tire?
Yeah, I think it's just, rim's not bent. The rim has a little bit of a bend.
The rim's a little wonky.
The rim's got some bend to it,
I wonder if it took a hit as well.
The rim's bent.
Dude, that rim is wonkified. Yeah, that's what I said to begin with.
Now let's go back up to first.
All right, ready? Mm-hmm. All right, well, one at a time.
Okay.
If I grab the right thing.
Seventh, sixth, fifth, fourth, third, second, first.
All right, now go back down. I'm going to full pulls. Whoa, that was a bad start.
Give me some full pulls up, man.
Ready?
Yeah.
One pull.
Okay,
Let it go.
1, 2, 3, 4, and fifth. And first.
Oh, no.
Second.
Okay,
first.
so it's 2 fulls and a click.
Okay. So it looks like, there we go. It looks like the rim is bent. Okay, the derailleur hanger was bent. It's rubbing on the dork disc. Now, why that is, I don't know. But it shifts okay. So I think
it actually shifts good. I can't believe, all things considered, I can't believe it's shifting good.
I'm not going to true this wheel, but the good news is we'll be able to do the real-time review on it. So that's going to be very interesting. I've never heard of the Marvel LT.
We are going to have to remind people that it came with a bent derailleur hanger, and the derailleur looks like it's taking a little bit of damage too.
Yeah, so it's a little beat up, but let's do a standover, okay? And then we're going to weigh this bike, and then we're going to do positives and negatives and who this thing is for. Oh, by the way, this is not an Ozark Trail.
No, I don't know why it says Ozark Trail up there. Someone didn't change the marquee.
All right, ready for the standover?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I like the look of it. Oh yeah, it's great. Not bad whatsoever. Let me sit on this thing, we'll talk about it. Okay, seat needs to be adjusted for sure. But let me tell you guys something.
It's not an Ozark Trail. That in the background's distracted me.
Sorry. Let me tell you something. I love sitting on this bike. I like it. It kind of seems, and we'll see on the real-time review, but it really seems like I'm going to be in control on this bike, and I love that feel. It doesn't feel like the steer tube is way up really high or down super low. They've done a good job with the minimal rise on these bars and the 40mm stem. I like that.
Did you talk about the fork? Is that a lockout?
Yeah, it's a lockout.
Did you talk about the fork having a lockout?
All right, let's weigh this bike, all right?
I say 31 or higher. Oh, it's heavier than I thought.
How much does it weigh?
I was going to guess 32. 33.82.
All right, we got to get the UKers. We got to show
get
them
the...
some love.
Oh, make it... I guess
Dan
I have
Boys,
to
Dan
reach-
Husk. Dan Husk.
Did you call him Dan? John
Dan
Husk?
Husk?
Dan Husk?
Sorry, John. Yep, 15.34 kilograms.
Okay, I can't see it from here. I'm underneath it.
All right, guys. It's a little bit... What was it, 33 something?
Yeah.
A little bit more than I'd expected.
But that fork weighs like, what's a 6.5 pound fork or so?
About that. So just imagine us getting an air fork put on this thing. Maybe an adapter. I don't know. Let's put it up here. Let's talk about positives, negatives, and who this bike is for. Positives, negatives, who this bike is for. I'm going to say the positives. Number one is it comes with a through axle boost front wheel. Comes with a free wheel. The price at $249. Price is good for what you get. Hydraulic brakes are a big positive on this. I mean, this is a budget bike for sure.
Well, yeah, it is. But I'm going to say the number one positive thing about this is it's a small and a 29er.
I was going to say the frame sizes that they offer
frame size,
are awesome.
The fact it comes with hydraulic brakes for this price range. I'm impressed. I like the shifter, by the way.
Yeah,
I'm
nice.
impressed with the group set for this price range as well. The fact that it has that's a free hub for sure, right?
Yeah.
Okay, free hub, a 1x. I mean, look, I think the negatives are going to be short because there's a lot of positives about this bike, and considering the price range, it's really hard to nitpick it too much at $249.
Yeah, I agree. The negatives for me on this bike is one of them is going to be that it doesn't have an internal routing for a dropper. That bothers me because they've done such a good job with the internal routing on it. Why not just add that? Add another couple of holes and a little keeper.
You can't run. I guess there's no room in that hole, huh?
No, so that's a little strange to me that they didn't run that. So I'm counting that as a negative.
And you really checked it over.
Yeah,
huh?
I looked all over it. Top, bottom.
Okay. It does seem like a weird omission.
Yeah, so that's going to be a negative, but really, I don't want to pick on it too much for being a $300-something bike originally. Like, I can't.
The tires.
Yeah, the tires.
But again, at this price range, it's hard to nitpick the tires, and it's an easy change. Plus, most people are going with the tires they want on
and
it.
The pedals, it's like us nitpicking the pedals. Like
you know what, though? Those for this price range, I'm not nitpicking those pedals because these are better than a lot of them that we've seen at more expensive.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, more expensive bikes come with the same pedals, so I guess you could say
more expensive bikes come with the worst pedal. We've seen more expensive bikes with the worst pedal than that. So I'm not going to nitpick that one.
Who's this bike for? I know who it's for. I'm going to say who it's for because Wolfman usually does, and I usually cut him out, or I usually cut mine out. I think this bike is for the guy that has 2 or 3 bikes that he likes a lot and he's put money into and he's upgraded. I think this bike is good to just add to the collection to say, hey, I got a heck of a deal on that. You have a buddy that comes over and you don't really want to lend him your nice bikes. You go, you know what? Hey, let me put some tires on that. Let me put some pedals on it. I'm going to let you ride my old... a Univega.
I think this bike is for the young, aggressive rider that doesn't have a lot of money, that wants to slowly upgrade. It's a good platform for that. It out of the box with minus some tires. I think this is very serviceable for somebody that's younger, that's an aggressive rider. And I say younger because I'm talking about like just into their teens or something, so you get the small frame on the 29er. At that price range, the amount of bike you get, where really the only thing they have to worry about upgrading is really, I mean, they could probably get away with these pedals for a season. If not, then pedals. And then the tires, the only thing they're going to have to do out the gates on this thing. The only thing I would say, and you have a point, is the non-internal. Every young person that rides semi-aggressive wants a dropper.
Yeah. I think every young rider wants to
but it's
have
got
a dropper
quick release.
post, you know. Yeah, it's got quick
So
release.
they can just lower it and raise it.
Yeah, but that would be kind of a pain in the butt to constantly do that.
That's a 30.9?
Yeah, 30.9.
Do they make that in an external routed dropper?
They make it in a internally routed dropper.
I understand that. We have to see if there's any external routed droppers in that price. I mean, in that size.
There might be, but all right, Wolf Tick Nation, we appreciate you guys watching the episode. As always, we are back, hopefully with this weather. If it can stay decent, we can get some riding footage out there and get some more footage in the shop for you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed our
I'm
last
just happy
bike
to get in
search.
the shop at this point. Forget getting out riding until come late February, beginning of March.
Hopefully you guys have been enjoying the episodes that we've been putting out. And Big Sister Brandy, a very big thank you to you, one of our patrons, for sending us this bike and giving us some content to share with everybody on something that you can get. Again, guys, probably won't be able to find an affiliate link, but check out the links in the description below. Maybe some of the tools we use today, and also if we can find this
They
bike.
don't care if it's an affiliate link or not. Well, some of them like to help out.
But other than that, man, if you guys would like to buy us a coffee and support some different builds, like with the
Or
Ozark
several
Trail
coffees
back
if
there,
you want.
which this bike is not, you feel more than free.
You still have that up.
Check that out. And
What
just want to
are
give
we
a big old, I
doing?
don't know. That's the next bike. Anyway, want to just give a big old thank you also to all of our patrons out there. You guys got to see this bike, this episode kind of, before YouTube got to see
a raw version of it. Most of it, yeah.
Yeah. But all right, guys. We will see you on the next episode. Let us know about the audio, too.
Yeah.